Yeah, good.
Don Pannell on the air here this morning, Riveting Radio Real Estate, and a little bit of a food report.
Report. You're right.
How are you doing, Don?
I'm doing great.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
We have got a new listing to talk about here. Where is this beautiful location?
This one is on Lakewood Court, which is up in Island Lake Manor, so it's easy walking distance to the Island Lake public boat launch area.
Nice.
Great location. It's on a dead-end street, paved. It's almost an acre of land, so 0.86 acre, of an acre.
Nice.
And it's all flat and just would be perfect for gardening or whatever you want to do. I mean, you could even put a basketball court out there if you wanted to.
Well, hey.
Yeah, and it's got the sort of the traditional white picket fence, only it's not pickets, it's rails, but it's got a white fence all the way around it. It's really, really nice and great neighborhood, really great neighborhood. It's a split level built in 1977. And it's got, the neatest thing about it is it's got this massive, massive double car garage and shop area that's attached to the house. So you don't even have to go outside to get to this. So you've got parking down below, and then up above you've got 3 rooms that are unfinished, but for storage or shop, or there's a workbench already built in.
Perfect.
And you've not only got the door in from the ground level, but you've got a door out to the deck from this shop area. So it's
nice.
pretty cool. And it's got a brand new deck that's the full length of the house plus wrapped around the side.
Oh, love that.
So it's beautiful. And so you've got the door out from the dining area, and then you go out onto this huge deck, and then it's got stairs down to the backyard, and then they built this really nice patio area that goes out. There's a fire pit, and
gotta have that.
Yeah, and a raised level with raised up with pavers and
I
then
like
grass.
what they did to kind of add in the septic.
Yeah, right.
Tank
Right.
tops.
They put risers on it, but they kind of fit right into
Yeah.
the little walkway.
Doesn't make it
Yeah.
obtrusive or anything like that.
Right. That is one concern about this house. It's old enough that they don't really have an as-built. They have a after the fact drawing of the septic system. It was pumped. This house was sold just 2 years ago, and then these folks have done a lot of work on it and put some really nice touches into it. But we don't really have a actual drawing of where the drain field is. There's just a best guess from the folks who pumped it and looked at it the last time. So
How would you find that information out? You have to wait for it to...
normally the county has it on record, but in this case they don't. So the only the people that looked at it said, based on the way the tank was situated, and this is where they think it probably is. But the only way you know for sure is to either run a camera down and follow it. They have little marker things that they can run attached to the camera, or dig it up. That would be a last thing to do. But it's a gravity system, which is great. You don't find those too much anymore. But and it had been a 4-bedroom house. So we know that the septic will at least handle 4 bedrooms. What these folks did, which I thought was really neat, they took the 2 smaller bedrooms on the upper level and took out a wall and made it into a big master bedroom.
Oh, nice.
And then it has a bathroom where you can access from the master and also from the hall. So one of those kind of deals.
Bigger bedroom. That's nice.
Yeah, and it's big. It's the whole width of the house.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, and then there's 2 bedrooms downstairs, and then several rooms downstairs that you could do all kinds of different things with. There's one that could be a great family room that's got a door out to the deck, or underneath the deck, and then a room that could be another bedroom down there. It's got a window in it. You could put a closet in it, and it would be another bedroom. Exercise room, media room, all kinds of things. And it's got, you'll see it when you see the pictures, it's got a little tiny sort of garage that's right next to the front door.
Yeah.
And right now the guy's got his motorcycle parked in there. So we know it can be motorcycle parking, but it could be a quad or lawnmower or any of that kind of stuff. And then you've got a neat little covered carport area underneath the wraparound deck that you could put your boat and
perfect.
all kinds of other stuff. So, and then there's RV parking behind the gate in the back that's all graveled over for your RV. And then it's got a circular driveway, so you could probably get 20 cars in this place. It's really a nice thing. It's really well maintained. Got a propane fireplace, so you just hit the button and you've got instant
Gotta have a
instant cozy.
fireplace.
Yeah, instant cozy. So yeah,
Homeowners dues or anything like that?
there are no homeowners dues for this, and it's a private water system. So you pay, I think it's $400 a year for water, and it's not metered or anything like that.
Oh.
So yeah, it's like I say, neat area. Everybody that I know that lives up there just really likes it. So this is listed at $289,500. First day on the market. It just went on the market yesterday. So take a look at it. It's very, very nice.
Letter C.
Letter
We were
C.
trying to figure out how far we got down the list here, Vicki and I were saying, well, I know we got through A.
Letter
We
Yeah.
got through B.
Right,
That's
right.
about as far as we got.
That's right. Yeah. So
I know,
we thought
we're
it-
going to keep her around for a while.
and
That's
yeah,
why.
just to make it through
Just
the
to get to
alphabet.
Z.
Yeah. Right. Right. So C is kind of an interesting one. It stands for contingent offer.
Okay.
We don't see too many of these, but we're starting to a little bit, because what this means is it's an offer that is accepted by the seller, but certain conditions must be met before the sale is final. Typically, that is the sale of another house. So somebody makes an offer on a place, they haven't actually sold their current house, so they make a contingent offer that's waiting for the sale of their
Okay.
current house. So there's an actual form that needs to be filled out if you're making a contingent sale, and there are risks built into this for both the buyer and the seller. So I'll talk about those a little bit, but the main things that you need on this form are the address of the property, obviously, and then the date that the contingent agreement is good through. Typically, it's 45 days from the time you sign you sign this paper, and the buyer shall list the buyer's property for sale on a multiple listing service in the area serving the property with a licensed real estate firm within 5 days of the seller accepting this contingent
Okay.
offer. So if their house is not already on the market, it needs to be on the market with a licensed real estate company in that area within 5 days of them accepting this offer.
All things being equal, does a house close the same amount of days in different areas? So you know, I'm saying if we're waiting on somebody to list, or they get all their paperwork done, we know sometimes it's 30 to maybe pushed out 45 days till the house close.
Right.
Is that the case in every situation?
Typically,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, unless somebody is paying cash, sometimes it's quicker. But if they're getting financing from a bank, typically it's going to be 30 to 45 days, pretty much anywhere you go. But and then if you get up to within a day and it's your house is going to close the next day, you can always try and renegotiate.
Right.
And the only time that wouldn't work is if the seller has a better offer,
Yeah.
and then they might say, "Oh, nope, too bad. We're going to go with this better offer."
Now, do you have to pay for that contingents?
Typically, you still have to do the earnest money
Okay.
agreement, but not always. So that's something to negotiate. And then there is also a clause on here, and let me read it to you. It says that the seller may keep the property on the market in the contingent status until the seller has received notice that the buyer has satisfied or waived the contingency. So it's still for sale. So that's one of the risks that the buyer takes, is that because if prior to the time that the contingency expires, the seller accepts another offer, then they give the buyer notice that they have that other offer, and they give them 5 days.
Which they can do, right?
They can
sell it.
they
with,
can
you know,
definitely
not
accept
wait for
another offer,
something.
and then they have to give the buyer with the contingent offer 5 days notice of the other offer that they're accepting, and then the buyer either has to end the contingency or meet that other offer or close right away.
Wow.
So the risk to the buyer then is that some other offer is going to come along and bump them. It's called a bump clause off of their contingency. The risk to the seller is that potential buyers will see that contingent sale and see, well, okay, that's almost the same as a pending, and then they won't look further. So there are risks to both sides, and that's why we don't see these too often, because some sellers don't like, especially if on a brand new listing, they're typically not going to accept a contingent offer until they see whether they have just
Sure.
a regular offer, and
Absolutely.
that makes sense.
And nowadays, people are getting lots of offers.
Exactly. Multiple offers are becoming more and more common, so that just puts this down. But it is something to keep in mind that it is a tool that's available if you find your perfect house and you haven't sold your current house yet and you can't really afford two mortgages.
Yeah.
You know, that happens. I understand that. So
Well, it's good to have.
it's a good tool to have, but you have to keep in mind that there is a regular form that both parties have to sign, just like any other offer. And so you fill out your offer, you include this contingency clause, and then you send it to the seller, and then the seller has to sign all pages. And then it comes back and it basically just is in a holding pattern. Remember last time we talked about backup offer, and backup offer is a similar situation, but this one is an actual offer that is accepted by the seller as being a contingent offer. So then when you look at the listing, you'll see it marked with a CT instead of a P for pending.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be marked as with a CT that means contingent. So then if you also are in love with that house and really, really want it, you could potentially make either a backup offer or a contingent offer, depending on your circumstances.
How do people get in touch with you, Don?
They can call me at 360-490-4493, or they can come and see me on the corner of 3rd and Railroad at the John L. Scott office. And if I'm not there, they'll know where I am.